Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I see a lot of people filing in as attendees. That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming. We're so happy to have you. My name is Haley. I'm with the Student Recruitment Department. You'll see on the screen here our presentation, just some helpful information about how to kind of navigate open house today. So as far as this webinar goes, if you have any questions, please put them directly in the Q&A function. It just makes it easier for us to answer them back to you directly rather than them getting lost in the chat. So if you want to use the chat, please use it only for comments or concerns. But if you have a actual question about the program or about Niagara College or even about open house, please throw it in the Q&A. After you're done the session, if you're kind of wondering what do I do with the rest of my time at open house, we will have virtual tours that you can guide yourself through. We have live chat functions today with the rest of my recruitment team. We will also have live sessions and live chats with all of our student services. So admissions and residence, financial aid, they are all here today. We will also have Ask Me Anything sessions with our college president and also with our student council president. So if you want to get to know them and ask them about Niagara College and get their perspective, definitely do. Highly encourage that. So before we continue to the presentation, we also have some fall 2021 updates. I know that everyone's super keen to understand how college is going to work come fall 2021. So the most update we have at the moment is that we are actively looking at kind of vaccination rates, other factors and measures from the public health board and figuring out how we can get more increase to return to campus. We are anticipating a significant increase, however, not an entirely increase. We are making sure that our students and our staff and their health are a top priority. So we have elements mixed in based on public health measures for the on-campus kind of directives and how you will be working in your classes and how your professors will deliver the programs to you. We are providing regular updates. However, the official program delivery updates, so status about whether you'll be on campus, online, or doing a hybrid method, will be posted in May to this link that you see on the screen here. So niagaracollege.ca/COVID-19. There's a bunch of different ways you can look at it. So you can do term updates, and then you can even search for your specific program in that. So definitely keep an eye out for that to just know what your fall is going to look like. So May is the month you're looking for. So I am going to pass it off to our lovely staff here today that is here to help you answer all of your questions and teach you what it's like to be involved in these programs at Niagara.
All right, I'll go first. Hi, everyone. I'm Fiona Allen, Vice President Academic at Niagara College, and I wanted to pop into your session and just say thank you for coming to the virtual open house and welcome. I hope that you get the answers that you're looking for today. You've got an amazing team of staff here that have a wealth of knowledge about both our law clerk and our office administration programs. So please don't hesitate to ask all of your questions. They're more than happy to answer. And with all their years of experience, there's not much they can't tell you about these programs and our successful graduates. So you'll also hear from some of our students and graduates. So please don't hesitate to ask. And as you know, we've had much of our learning has been virtual over this past year, but these programs pride themselves on giving you real world experience. And at Niagara College, experiential learning and applied learning and being really prepared for when you go out into the workforce is critically important to us. And the staff that you're going to hear from in the program will emphasize how important that is to them and how they've woven it into the program to ensure that when you finish, you're ready for the workplace. So do have a great day, ask questions, and thank you for coming to our virtual open house.
Okay, so welcome everyone to Niagara College's spring virtual open house. And as mentioned by Fiona, I hope that you get all the information that you are all the information that you want. If not, you can see on the slide here that we have email addresses too that you can follow up with questions after the session. But to introduce myself, I'm Nancy Valentino, the coordinator of the Law Clerk Program, and I'm also a professor in the program. I'll be speaking about the Law Clerk Program, and then Cindy Agnoletto is the coordinator and again a professor in the Office Admin programs. So again, please note if you're here for one of our programs, you might want to jot down our emails in case you have some follow-up questions after our session. Okay, so the agenda today is we're going to start with the Law Clerk Program. I'm going to give you a bit of information on the program, and then I have one of my students, Amy Reedy, who's in the last term of the program, who will be speaking. And then for the Office Administration Program, Cindy Agnoletto will be speaking with two of her students, one from the Executive and one from the Health Services Program. So again, we plan to do one program at a time, and then if at the end of the session you have other questions, we'll be available for both programs to answer those questions. Before we commence, we'd like to give our land acknowledgement. Niagara College acknowledges the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe people, many of whom continue to live and work here today. The territory is covered by the Upper Canada Treaties and is within the land protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. As you can see from the pictures, we have a Niagara on the Lake and Welland campus, both beautiful campuses, but these two programs, the Office Admin and Law Clerk Program, are situated at the Niagara on the Lake program, which is the Daniel J. Patterson campus. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some information specific to the Law Clerk Program. As you can see here, we have pictures of our former students working in between classes in the Law Clerk workroom. Okay, so I just want to highlight the key benefits of coming to Niagara College and taking the Niagara College program. Aside from it being a co-op program, and if you've researched the Law Clerk programs, there's only 2 programs in the province that have mandatory co-op programs. And we find that our students really highly recommend this program, given the experiential learning that they get from not only in class, but also during the co-op program. In the program, we teach the latest legal technology. So what we teach in the program is used by law firms. So when you get to the law firm, you essentially have had previous experience on the very relevant programs for each area of law. As I mentioned, our program has a 4-month paid program, and again, I can't emphasize how the students' feedback is that they get to use what they've learned in the classroom and build on those experiences. All our faculty have legal experience. They're either lawyers or law clerks from the legal field. We are connected to the legal community, so we're always speaking to our industry partners to ensure that our program meets the standards and has been updated to essentially teach what is really being used in the legal industry. And we have a student accessible co-op and graduate program. So not only does our employment services assist students in getting their co-op, they also assist them at graduation and even after graduation in finding jobs. So what do we recommend for a student coming into the law clerk program? So how can you prepare yourself? So if you are intending to come into the program, we ask or suggest that you become familiar with technology. And we're looking at not the legal technology programs, but the systems such as Word, Excel, Outlook, etc. The legal programs you won't have access to, but these other programs I'm sure you're all familiar with, but you should become a little as proficient as you can before entering. Yes, we do teach those programs in the law clerk program, but it definitely is an asset if you have some proficiency to it. Note-taking skills is also something that we recommend. The Law Clerk program is very heavy in terms of materials. So if you can figure out some type of note-taking skill that works for you, abbreviations, some type of little, I don't know, shortcuts that you can use, it's definitely an advantage when coming to your classes. Our program essentially consists of 21 hours of academics per week, and we essentially find that our students state that they do an additional 21 hours of reading or assignment completion. So again, the program is one that requires effort, as do all the other programs, but it's quite doable as long as you stay on top of your work. Okay, so I have set out the 5 terms in the Law Clerk program. And again, this looks like a lot of information, but all this information is on the website. So if you're familiar with the website, if you can go back a bit, if you're familiar with the website, you'll see the courses. But if you note that we teach all the core legal courses, we teach real estate, credit law, wills and estates, family law, litigation, criminal law, corporate law, landlord tenant, etc. So we have 4 academic terms. And if you note level 4, which is term 4, is your co-op term. And in essence, if we go to the next slide, you're going to see that it's really 3.5 academic terms and 1 term of co-op. So you would start the program in September with a 14-week term. And the 717 means that you have 7 weeks of classes, 1 week off, and then 7 weeks of classes. So you would start that term in September. In January, you would start term 2. Then term 3 would start in May. And in our program at the moment, our May term is only a 7-week term. So you would do May and June, and then you can start your co-op as early as July, although the technical co-op term goes from September to December. And then you would come back the following January, bringing back the experiences that you learned in the co-op into your last academic term. And you're going to see when you meet Amy that Amy is currently in term 5. So where do our students get jobs? And I think this is obviously an important thing for many students coming into college. And I can tell you that the pandemic has not really stopped the legal field. Legal services were deemed essential, so there was no disruption in the legal field. And right now it's a good time. I'm getting a lot of calls with respect to jobs. I think even more so, the pandemic has shown that I think lawyers need more law clerks with new changes in the legal profession, with online filings now, some hearings done online. We're finding that law firms are requiring more law clerks. But in addition to the traditional law clerk working in a law firm, we've had students work at court offices, in-house legal departments, both regional and municipal government offices, title insurance companies, which are companies that basically insure the title of your property when you buy a home. We have real estate conveyancing companies who hire students, and those are companies that search your title when you're buying your home to ensure that the land that you're buying is without any impediments, etc., and collection agencies, among other areas. So you can see that law clerks have many opportunities, not just the traditional law firm. And I want to end by just, telling you where some of our grads are. We have Leanna, who's a real estate law clerk, Brandon, estates law clerk, Cassandra, corporate. We have Miranda and Anne-Marie. They were students in our program, graduated, and then went to law school. So this is sort of a route to going to law school. I mean, in some cases, students, well, in most cases, you still would need some university. Miranda however, was an exception. They took her straight from our program without any university. Anne Marie did have some university background. We have Jennifer, who's a professor in this program. The other Jennifer, she owns a title insurance company. So if you're buying a home, her company will do the searches on the land to ensure that, you know, you're getting it free and clear. We have Sandra working for the region of Haldeman County, and Jackie and Diane both working for Provincial Offenses Court. So you can see that we have students from diverse, working in diverse employment areas. So again, my pitch to you is that, again, when you're searching the programs in Ontario, please note that there are differences between the programs. And again, I highlight that we are one of the few programs that have a mandatory co-op component. And I can't express to you how important this experiential learning is. And most, well, I'd say a large number of our students get hired from their co-op employers. So not only do they have that advantage of applying what they've learned in the classroom, by the time they graduate, a lot of them are already employed. And you're going to see that's the case with our student Amy, who I think will be speaking next. So again, if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A. I'll look at them and answer them as much as possible. And if you don't have any now, but think of them by the end of the session, I'll be here, and so will Amy, to answer those questions. So I hope that I do see you in the fall. I really think that if you pick Niagara College, that you have picked probably, well, in my opinion, the best law clerk program. And hopefully when you research your programs, that you'll see the differences between our program, especially with that co-op component. So I hope you have a great day. And again, I'll be here at the end of the session to speak and answer your questions. So I think we're going to Amy next.
Okay, hi, I'm Amy. I'm one of the current students in the Law Clerk program in term 5, our last academic term, and set to graduate in about 4 weeks from now. Ms. Valentino's right. I mean, if you've researched a little bit into this program, I think it's really clear to see that the program at Niagara is a lot more comprehensive than any of the other law clerk programs out there. You know, there are programs that have 1 real estate course. We have 3. Some of them may not even cover litigation, whereas ours, we have litigation, but we also have a component that does personal injury, which is a big portion of that if you get into that area. So, I mean, I could say it's, you know, it's one of the best options out there, but in reality, if you're taking this very seriously in wanting to obtain employment, you know, shortly after graduation, I really feel like Niagara is the only option if you want to have, you know, a wide range of areas to be able to work in. And Niagara, I commute to Niagara, or was commuting before it went online. And the reason I chose it is because, again, if any of you know anyone working in this industry already, lawyers, clerks, judicial officials, they really do show a preference to Niagara College grads because of how expansive and comprehensive the program is. Niagara College grads will get preference over others, sometimes even with more experience when it comes to interviewing for co-op or for employment after graduation. Niagara College, I always say it has like this infectious, supportive environment that you can't help but get really hooked into. There are so many student services and programs available. Faculty is so helpful. It's an environment where you can really tell that everyone wants to help you succeed and find the avenue, you know, after graduation that's going to be right for you. There's plenty of student programs and resources on social media that you should check out. Even being online through the pandemic, they often do like alumni panels or panels specifically about those programs that have co-op, where you would get the opportunity to kind of pick the brain of people who have been in that situation just prior. I know it hasn't been mentioned, but we also have free peer tutoring available through the college that I think right now is being done online. So, you know, if it does seem like a lot of work, if you are needing help with studying or with your courses, that is something that's available through the college. We also have another program that's called peer mentoring, where you can actually sign up and get matched up with somebody that's in your program or in the same kind of school of programs as you, that's a little bit further on in the process to kind of help you get acquainted. I think Miss B is right. This is an intensive program, but if you're an organized person or you can kind of get those time management skills down, it's very, very doable. As far as the experiential learning, I know I'm supposed to touch on that. I couldn't be more happy with the amount of learning that happens. It having a mandatory co-op component was obviously extremely helpful, but more so than that, I would say that it's more so the currency of the program that we have. So everything that you're going to be learning in class is going to be completely current. If your professors know that there's going to be changes to laws or to software, in the case of the pandemic, it's changed kind of the way that things are sent to the court and in legal issues. A lot of that has moved online too, and they are very well versed in all that. So when you are coming up on your co-op term and when you are coming up on graduation, it's very desirable for employers that we are completely up to date in all the newest ways of doing things, which is a good way to add value as some of their current staff may still be kind of catching up on that. So the experiential learning component, I would say, is unlike anything I've ever seen before. This wasn't my first program in college, but I was very pleasantly surprised with it. Everything that you're going to be learning, you know, it is a lot. It is a lot to absorb. It's actually astonishing how much I've learned in just, I guess, about 16 months. But I should say that it's very applicable, and it's not just like transferable skills you're going to be learning. It's like direct. It's exactly what you're needing to know. So when it comes to the things you're going to be learning, yes, we're going to learn about, you know, why we do things the way we do them. And kind of the laws and the reasoning behind that, but the majority of it is going to be like, you're not going to get any kind of an assignment that isn't going to directly assist you when you get into working into the industry. Everything that you're learning is very applicable. Everything is very experiential, and it's going to give you a competitive edge when you leave here, simply because so many assignments are geared directly around exactly what you're going to be doing in a firm or in whatever portion of this industry you end up working in. And then as far as faculty goes, I know I think we still have just 2 core professors. So we have Miss Valentino and Miss Siemens, and they are incredible. They're really, really quick with emailing back. They're really, really concerned with making sure that everyone has kind of a foundational understanding of all the concepts that we're learning. And we also have I would say a good handful of part-time professors as well. Most of them are still currently working full-time in the industry. So I would say beyond even the learning, there's also a lot of opportunity for networking there. They're also a really good resource and wealth of information, and they're really good about letting you kind of prick their brain a little bit with any questions you have about what it'll be like when we actually move into the industry. So there's also a lot of networking opportunities there as well that I would really suggest considering Niagara for that reason. I think the environment here is just kind of unmatched compared to anything else I've seen, and I am so happy that I made the choice to be here because I haven't experienced much difficulty in looking at employment opportunities outside of here. I was one of the people who when I did my co-op, I was hired on right through my co-op and will be after graduation. But not only that, there's such a demand out there right now for clerks. Like with COVID, I know there was initially kind of that March 2020, there was a bit of a slowdown where everyone was a little apprehensive. But I think the way things are done in this program and the way that everything maintains currency, there's a huge demand for the type of skills that we learn here at Niagara. So Ms. B, I'm not sure if that covers everything, and I'm not sure if there's anything else I can supplement to that. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are serious about getting into the legal profession in a non-lawyer position, I would say Niagara Niagara is 100% the best choice for you.
So welcome. My name is Cindy Agnoletto. I am the coordinator of the Office Admin program. Office Administration program consists of general, executive, and health services. As you can see on our screen, we have 3 streams of the program. We have the general, which is your entry level to an office administration profession. It is a 1-year term, a 2-term course with 1 year. We actually have 2 intakes for the general program. There's an intake in the fall and there's an intake in the winter. Graduates upon graduation can work in a variety of administrative roles. We also have the executive program. That is a 2-year program. It is full-time. We have an intake in the fall, which is September to April. And in the executive program, we have co-op. There are 2 term co-ops. In term 3, you are out in the summer, and in term 4 or 5, it's in the winter. And upon graduation, students can work in executive and leadership roles. The other stream, can you go back a slide, please? The other stream, the health services, which is again, is a 2-year diploma. There's a fall intake of September to April. And in the health services, we have internship. We have a fall term in term 3, and we have the internship in the winter in term 4. And graduates then can work in a variety of healthcare, wellness, community, and hospital settings. So basically the OA program, one of the things we ask our students to be prepared or learn is to be comfortable with technology. And as we are with COVID, we really pushed forward technology. Being able to type comfortably, have the speed. We teach Microsoft Office. You become proficient in Excel, in Word, PowerPoint, to list a few. In the health services, there is the clinical management software that we work with. It's called Accuro, and that is being used in healthcare community settings. We figure you have about approximately 18, 24 hours classes per week. Sharpen your time management skills and expect to spend equal amount of time reading and completing assignments. And this prepares you for when you are working out. We have group work, we have presentations, we have your own assignments to do, we test your skills, and there is quite a bit of practical component with each of the streams. To break down at the beginning, term 1 and 2 for all 3 streams is the same. So students entering in level 1 and level 2 will have the similar courses. And when a student is completed the first program, they can actually choose to attend from general, they can choose to attend either executive or health services. And this is to show you the OA exec program. These are the courses that are offered in term 3. So in the spring, you're going out to complete 400 hours of co-op, and then you return in the fall and you continue with the executive programs where we specialize you with web page design, supervisory skills, project management, bookkeeping, and pretty well get you well on your way to continue in your last term, which is considered term 5, is where you finish your co-op. And many times students actually end up finding employment after their co-op. And the health services, again, you completed term 1 and term 2, and now in the fall, in term 3, that's when you become specialized in the health services, where we teach you medical terminology, you learn transcription skills, customer service with patient management, office procedures. Again, we have field placement, which is that work integrated, that you go once a week to either a hospital setting or a physician's office, a wellness center, it could be a chiropractic office, it could be a physio department, and you practice your skills. And in term 4, the same thing, we get into medical billing. Again, we emphasize transcription, continue with your anatomy and terminology skills. We learn about ward clerk functions. We learn about basically the way the course is lined up is that you do a workflow. You follow the path of an employee in the sense as you learn, you specialize in your clerk, then you can be in a health record clerk, you can do a ward clerk function, and we teach that throughout the course and using a practical clinical management software system. We also do the e-billing, we do scheduling of appointments, we do transcription electronically in the database, and you also complete a practicum in term 4 at a placement. Now students can either stay in the same placement that they attended in the fall, or they can choose. And what happens sometimes that students may want to do is that they'll do a placement perhaps in a physician's office in term 3, and then asked to do a placement in a hospital setting. So they have a taste of both jobs and sort of find their niche. Where is it that I like to work? Do I prefer working in a wellness center, in a clinic, in a doctor's office, or do I like the fast pace of being a ward clerk in the ICU or in the emerge? And this is just a little breakdown of the OA program, the health services, just to let you know about our experiential learning, our work integrated learning things that we do in class. We learn, our learning is based on performance. We apply research and projects. We do workflow, some games. And again, students go off to their practicum and then come back and bring their learning back into the classroom. And with the exec, they're able to do a co-op. Again, as I said, a total of about 800 hours. And in health services, we're looking at about 188 hours, and they go out 1 day a week. It's normally on a Tuesday. We've been going out on Tuesdays to various healthcare facilities. And again, the exec co-op, we work with cooperative education is involved. They find the student placements, or they help students find their co-op education, which is paid. We have what they call the NC Career Services. They'll work with you in helping you do resume, cover letter, preparing for that interview so that you're well on your way. And they may facilitate students in job posting, advertisements. We follow up with our students and the employers. And international employment opportunities is also available for the individuals that wish to pursue that stream. And what are some of our careers? That's the exciting part. Where am I going to be once I graduate from the program? So if you're in the general exec, you can be an administrative or an executive assistant. You can see yourself working in a human resource as a clerk, administrator, supervisor, project management assistant, coordinator and records management, bookkeeping clerk, customer service representative, to list a few. And on the health services side, they have the health records clerk, or the health information management clerk it's called, a medical office coordinator. You can, if you're a great typist, and some of our students are, they actually are transcriptionists, and they're transcribing reports from home. They could be transcribing reports in another country for the hospitals. A receptionist at a doctor's office, or even in a hospital setting, registration clerk, a ward clerk, a medical billing clerk, to list a few, but the opportunities are endless here. And then what we have is also, we've created it's actually a student club for us. It's OA at NC, and we connect, it's run by our students, and it's connecting the peers together. We normally would have employment appreciation days. We had an etiquette dinner to teach us how to properly, attend a dinner, which was hosted at Benchmark in the dining room. And we had the table set, we had guest speakers, and just collaborated with attending a business meeting, right? And then we also have little breakout sessions for our students, and it's building mentorship with the level 2 or level 3 or 4 students with level 1 students. And it is a fun opportunity to attend and be part of, and it is run by students, and we're just here to support them. And here's a little slide for you if you want to take a note. This is our webpage, is niagaracollege.ca. Any contact information. If you have questions about domestic inquiries, there's the number there. International inquiries with their extension. We're accessibility. We have information in there for alternative formats for us to view documents for you. There's a little box that says contact us. Again, we have 2 campuses, the Welland campus and the Niagara-on-the-Lake campus. And any questions that you may have towards Nancy and I, we are available to help you. So Nancy, we had posted our email address, and we can always post it on the Q&A for further inquiries. We'll be happy to answer your questions.
Did we want to have your students speak about the program before we continue?
Yes, yes, please. If we want to introduce Stephanie Peterson, she's from the OA Executive Program. Stephanie, would you like to say a few words to our viewers?
Hi, everyone. So yes, I am Stephanie Peters, and I'm in the last term of the executive program at Niagara College. I chose Niagara College for a variety of personal reasons. I'm a single mom, and I had been working in retail management for a long time, and I needed something. I wanted to go back to school to that basically just find a program that would work to have a greater work-life balance with being a single mom and wanting to be there more for my daughter. I also wanted to look for a program that I could use a lot of the skills that I already built in my previous experience, but then also find some other just some other options and avenues. And Niagara College was great because I was actually able to take some questionnaires and to find out what would be like the best kind of program for me in terms of my personality and what I was looking for. So then when I was exploring some of the options, I was really interested in the office admin program, specifically the executive, because of the fact that it had the co-op placements. It was a bonus that the co-op placements are paid. As a single parent with bills, you've got things to get covered, and being in a work placement that wasn't paid for like 4 months really wasn't an option. So it was fantastic to learn that they were paid placements. And I just really liked the idea of having that hands-on learning. I had previously attended university kind of many moons ago, and felt that when I went into the workforce, I didn't necessarily have the practical application involved with starting that career path. So I really wanted something where I could learn, but then also apply that in almost a non-threatening situation, because it's a co-op. The employer is there to help you learn and help you grow because they understand that you're still students, that you have some base knowledge, but you can gain the more experience and help apply what you've already learned in class. Unfortunately, COVID hit when I was supposed to have my first placement, so I didn't really get that opportunity because mine got canceled. A couple of my classmates were able to do their co-op throughout the first closure, but many of us kind of looked forward to our second co-op placement, and we're all pretty much now out in the workforce, applying what we've learned and enjoying it for the most part. Sometimes it's challenging because you're now out there. So what I love about being an NC student is the fact that I've been able to connect with some really great faculty, but also some really great friends. I was very blessed with the fact that I was able to meet some people in class for the first and second term. With things being online, I know it's challenging, and I really feel that it's important to take that initiative, and it may be harder to make those connections, but it really helped to make those connections with my peers and also with the faculty. Everyone has been so fantastic, supportive. I kind of was a late admin to the program, and the academic advisor was just fantastic with getting me in there because I was 2 weeks late starting. So I kind of was at a little bit of a disadvantage, but all the profs were fantastic with getting me up to speed. And it didn't take long to kind of get on par with everybody else. And even throughout my journey, they have all been amazing with any questions or concerns that I've had, so been supportive if, life happens. So you just kind of need to be open and honest if things happen, and they are more than willing to work with you. I just really enjoy the fact that there is so much that you could get involved with. A lot of the things have transitioned obviously to online. But when we were on campus, they had things like what Cindy mentioned with the OA and NC, the different events that they have. My favorite was the Studentlicious, where Benchmark puts on this fantastic dinner with amazing desserts, and it's all cooked by the NC students. It was like this really great, just some great time to spend together. And also some of the events that NSAC puts on. I would definitely follow everybody on Facebook and Instagram that you can, just to get involved beyond just the classroom stuff.
Well, thank you very much, Stephanie. I'd like to invite Jacqueline Lapointe from the Office Admin Health Services Program to speak. Jacqueline? Oh, did we lose you?
Come on.
Hi, Jacqueline. Go ahead.
Hi. I don't see my video though. Do you see me?
We see you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, I'm Jacqueline. So I'm in my last term of the health services for office admin, really enjoying it. I went back to school after many, many moons because frankly, I had a lot of administrative skills, but through my former jobs, but I didn't have anything to back it up. I was finding it hard after being laid off that I wasn't getting work like I wanted to. I mean, I could have gotten, retail and stuff like that, but I wanted more. I'm really pleased that I did go into it. Niagara College is awesome. It's a smaller campus, but there's so much going on all the time. Events for students, there's a gym there. There's not that I took advantage of it, but you could, all free of charge as a student. There's just so much support that from the professors to like everything, the peers. I actually was, I did not peer mentoring, but peer tutoring in my second term. You kind of, just accept a student at a time. They limit the time that you can actually do it, but you actually get paid for it. So that was kind of neat. There is, let me see what else goes on there. Sporting against, there's group activities all the time. There's always something going on, pub nights, free food days. They have a free breakfast program. As far as our program, it was so helpful to know that here I thought I had a lot of admin skills, but it upgraded it so much. The first year where we concentrated on the Microsoft programs, I realized that I really didn't know as much as I thought I did. so that really helped. This year, we did, we kind of lost a lot of the internships, but we are doing them now, and I'm really enjoying it. And kind of boosted my confidence going there, knowing I did know as much as I did. When we went into, I started doing some work in their systems. And even though it was a little bit different from the Acura program that we use in class, I was able to maneuver everywhere and knew what to do basically with very little help. My preceptor was asking me, do you have any questions? No, I said, everything's fine. I show her what I did and, oh, okay, good, you're good. So it really pleased me that I knew what I was doing. Boosted my confidence and hopefully I can get a job out of it. Other than that, going online was actually not as bad as I thought it would be. We were upset about that too, because I thought, well, they're taking away all our fun at school. I was really enjoying that, enjoying seeing, people in the hallways, and even the professors are always, they're so friendly and talk to us after class. And so I really miss that. But they've made it so much easier being online, because they are engaging with us. They're not just doing the class and then, lecturing and then going off. They'll stay and talk if you have any concerns. If you have any, questions about the assignments or whatever, very helpful. Even if you think of it later, you can email them. Some are better than others at getting back quickly, but they will answer you. And we did make it a point of the friends that I did make. We created a messenger group that, anytime we do have a little problem with an assignment, we just hop on and somebody will answer it from our group. So that was very handy. So there's so much to do, so much input from everybody. And yeah, the program is awesome. There's so many outlets, that so many jobs that you can get into with it. So I would encourage anybody who's thinking of what to do, and they're good paying jobs,
Awesome. That was fantastic. That was a great overview from all students today. Thank you so much. Like Cindy was saying, here is a snapshot of our contact information that you can also find on our website. So on our website, if you do have domestic inquiries, that little contact us button there on the left will take you to a forum when you can type in your inquiry and answer some basic questions of yourself, and it will send your inquiry to the appropriate department at the college. So definitely take advantage of that if you have further questions after open house day. Yes.
Sorry, someone had typed in, where would they get a recording of the session?
Yes, so I thought I answered that. However, there is going to be recordings of the session. They do have to get reviewed and then posted. It'll probably be within a couple weeks. I think maybe by the end of the next week, but it might be in a couple weeks they'll be posted. So keep your eye out on this on the website, and they'll be posted for sure.
And can you go to the slide with our contact information one more time, please?
Absolutely, I can. Absolutely, I can. So I just want to bring your attention to this slide just before I do that. So May 1st, 2021 is the deadline to accept your offer of admission. So everyone, please keep that in mind. And again, we do have student services, Ask Me Anything sessions taking place today. So if you have financially questions, if you have admissions questions, if you're interested in residence, please go to those sessions and get your information. Again, there will be recordings of these on our website. I do believe that it will be next week. However, if you don't see them next week, it's because we have many recordings that we need to review and post. So be patient, but they will be live. And I'm just going to pop back to the slide that at the very beginning that has the contact information of our two coordinators in case you have further questions. Here we are. We do have a couple questions still in the chat. We have about 5 to 7 minutes left of this session. So Michelle is saying, good morning. In statistical terms, if possible, how many students have had the opportunity to work in their area? She wants to know if demand is good within the Niagara region. So do you guys, have you guys seen success in your students going into the industry?
Hi, Amanda. Yes, we have. I can speak with the office admin and general and office health services, majority of our students are getting jobs because we're at, the industry is at an age, especially in the healthcare, where people are retiring. So they're hiring our students. And because our students are doing their placements in Niagara at the various facilities or at the various businesses, they're seeing their skill set. So our program is well known in the industry and they are hiring our students. Majority are getting positions out there. I don't have all my stats with me, but when we do get reporting from the co-op office, from the internship, they are getting jobs. So it's a good question. Thank you.
So Haley, you're answering that question about the last.
Yes. So I'm gonna send it through and then speak out a moment. So Fatima asked, when is the last chance for Niagara College to accept students into the program? So I am sending a typed question now, but the answer is that if it still says available on the program status online, then we are still accepting applications. I have seen it before where in August, the program is still available for September 2021, and someone applies and gets in. So there's no official deadline for our non-competitive programs. However, if you do know you want to be in a program, I wouldn't recommend waiting till August, just in case it fills up. But when you go to niagaracollege.ca and you in the blue search bar, type in your program name, click the program page, and there will be all these tabs with admission requirements, tuition, and there will be one that says availability. And that's where you'll see which term they're offered in, and if it is open, waitlisted, or closed. So definitely check out there. And if they're still open, you can still go to ontariocolleges.ca and submit an application. All right, these are fantastic questions. Thank you all for being so engaged and asking so many questions. I love this. We do have about 3 minutes left, and then we have to be closing out for the day so you guys can get to your next sessions and you spend some time talking to our student services and our presidents and maybe doing some tours.
I think, Haley, there was a question about type of computers do they need to purchase?
Okay,
in one of
so
the readings.
you know what? How about I go to, so I'll post in the chat right now before we close out. And I'm just going to stop our share so everyone can just see our lovely faces on our website. So I will give an example for the office administration, because that's the first one that came to my mind. So for the office administrative executive, I'm going to provide the link for the admission requirements. So you'll see in this link that I'm about to send through the chat, everyone, that there is, that's the link there to the program page for Office Administration Executive, and it'll take you to the admission requirements. So you will see that the Ontario Secondary School Diploma or equivalent, the courses that are required versus recommended. And as you scroll down, you'll see extra program requirements. So they do list transportation for your co-op, and then they list computer technology requirements. So that is listed on all of our program pages, and you will see that Office Administration is requesting a Microsoft Windows 10 based desktop or laptop system for you to complete your homework on. And it does list things like your storage and your memory, and making sure you have a speaker system, camera, microphone, some sort of thing within your computer system that you can participate in live sessions just like this. Please take a look at that. It does say, note, for this Office Administration Executive Program, there is no support for Chromebooks or Apple products in this program. So you will have access to computer labs on campus should you have an Apple product, but if you do want to invest in a laptop for at home, the Microsoft Office PC programs do overlap with our technology requirements. So if you're going to make an investment, definitely invest in a PC. And again, you can go to any pages. So the link I just sent you, if you wanted to search up a different office administrative program or the law clerk, go there, click on the admissions tab and scroll down and you will find your requirements for your computers. Awesome, Michelle. Thank you. I'm so glad that you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm sorry, everyone, we do only have 1 minute left. Which website for the office administration? So you're going to go to niagaracollege.ca, and then in the blue search bar, type office administration. So niagaracollege.ca. I just put the link in the chat, copy and paste that to your web browser. And in the blue search bar on our website, type in your program name and you'll be able to get all of the information for that program right there.
Can I ask, are there any international students on board here today? Is anyone from another country that logged in this morning or this afternoon? I don't see anything.
So there is an Elena here who is from Mexico. Welcome.
Welcome.
Oh,
And what program are you interested, Elena? Hola. The office admin. Great opportunity.
Okay, everybody. Again, you have our contact information. You know where to go on the website for more contact info. I'm sorry, we do have to close a presentation today, but thank you so much for coming. This was awesome. I loved all of your engagement. If you have any more questions, there's live chat options today. And there will also be that contact info on the bottom of our website, that little screenshot we showed you earlier. Have a great day and enjoy open house.
Thank you. Enjoy today, everyone.